artwork and painting really improve and increase the value of your property?
Well, that is an answer we're yet to find out on this show today.
The Okri Property Show, shedding light on property investments around the world. Brought to you by Menvo Homes Limited.
Welcome to the Okri Property Show. My name is Godwin Okri.
And I am yours truly, Fiona Kirabo.
Well, throughout the ages, many property developers and property owners have used a variety of strategy to improve the value of their property.
That's right, and so many have extended their properties to make them bigger, while others have decided to paint their houses.
In this episode, we're going to look at how artwork and painting could increase the monetary value of your property.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot lined up for you, but before we do all that, let's go into our Did You Know section with the beautiful Yinka Nathan.
Yinka Nathan.
The Okri Property Show.
Hello viewers, it's another beautiful episode on the Tops TV show. Well, did you know that the creative industry in Nigeria is contributing massively to our economy? In fact, in 2016, art and entertainment contributed about 54 billion naira to Nigeria's gross domestic product, which we all know as the GDP. Well, in the UK, 10% of jobs are provided for by the creative sector, made up of artists and its ilk. Did you also know that the most expensive painting was a 600-year-old painting by Leonardo da Vinci called Salvator Mundi? I hope I got that right. And it sold for a whopping $450 million. That's a lot of money. And that is why artwork like this and paintings are a form of investments. Did you also know that paintings and artworks can affect your mood? Oh yes, they can. For instance, red color can often help depressed people regain vigor, and green has been shown to relieve stress. Do you also know that it has been shown that people who use or own paintings and artworks have less chance of developing memory loss? Well, that is all we have for you today. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. Until next time, we're still on Tops. Join us at the top.
The Okri Property Show.
Welcome back. Yes, my name is still Fiona. You're watching Tops. Yes, we're still discussing the topic of how an artist's artwork can improve the monetary value of your home.
That's correct. Fiona, do you have your own paintings at all?
Yes, I do. I have this painting of, it is a woman who has different kids and doing different things. Right. I don't know how to describe the art.
So you do have your,
I really like it. It's just one.
Very
and I'm working towards getting more.
Well, excellent. It's interesting what Yinka said about the contribution that art contributes to the Nigerian economy.
I was surprised.
Who would have thought?
As in,
it's
how?
Truly.
And you know, these artists don't even wear office outfits.
Yes.
They don't wear agbada. They don't wear all those outfits. They're just cool people, you know, wearing their shirts and their jeans and, you know, doing all amazing things. And they're contributing so much. It is a very good thing.
It's a good thing.
For all the artists out there, you know, a round of applause for them.
A round of applause.
Okay, and apart from all that, like leaving aside the economic angle of all that, artwork is very, very good to beautify your home.
I quite agree with you, and I've got some artwork here. Yes. For example, there is this one, and this is really a nice a nice picture, that would be good. Where would you put this in your house?
First of all, I want to understand what is that. Okay, I think it's the other way around, Godwin.
Is it the other way around?
Yeah. Are those two persons?
It's very difficult. I think it's like maybe our viewers could have a look. I think it's like you have two persons with two eyes. But where would you put this painting?
You know what? Let me check out my painting.
Have you got one there? Oh, wow.
Yes.
Let's have a look.
Producer was not selfish. He got two for us.
Oh,
and
wow.
these are really, really beautiful.
I like that. I love the paint. I love the coloring. What do you think of the yellow paint over there?
Yellow is sunshine, yellow is life, yellow is light.
It is light.
Darkness. It's in your darkness if you get light. So I feel like yellow is amazing. And then all this rough work that you don't understand is the beauty of art.
It's the beauty of art. Can I just take this off you for 1 second? Okay. If I had this in my hacienda, my house, I most certainly would put this in the kitchen. And I could put a case because this episode is about painting and how it beautifies your home, how it increases value of your home. And I would argue most clearly that if you put this in your kitchen, it brings out the best. It's got something serene, it's got this gentility. I certainly would put this either in the kitchen or in the bathroom. And
have you realized something? Those are ladies right there. So I don't know if that's why you want to put them in the kitchen. I don't understand. I'm just playing.
There's something feminine about it. You're quite right. There's something feminine. So perhaps the bathroom. I'm having a change of mind.
Yes, it can be in the bathroom.
Yes.
It can be in the bathroom. But you can also put it in your, if you have kids, you can put it in your kids' room, guest rooms, or even your own rooms.
Yes, absolutely. That's a good one. So this is all about art and how it increases your value.
And remember, you can also tell us what you think. What would you put it? All that on our social media handles.
Okay, well, interesting. Look, we need now to find out about an artist's view on whether or not art and painting do in fact increase the property value of your home. So let's find out what an expert say on this matter.
The Okri Property Show.
Art can enhance the value of property in terms of painting and sculpture. So for painting, it would have to do with the property itself in terms of color and in terms of space. So that would determine the kind of work that would go. For wide walls, we'll have big paintings to go into the walls, and that automatically gives the property some kind of strength and value in terms of appreciation as well, because the art has value as well as real estate. So it's a fusion of the two. In addition, the color of the space would determine the painting that will go into the space. Because in design, we must understand contrast. So if the color is white, for instance, probably using a dark brown kind of frame or black frame to complement the wall. There has to be some kind of complementary stuff so that there will be a balance in terms of colors. Art adds value to a property because it's colorful, it's interesting on the wall. It makes the property have more value. It adds more value to it. So having art on your property gives it life in a way, makes it interesting, gives it a bit of more aesthetic value, because there's always a fusion with art and real estate. From even your pillars coming in, some of them are very arty. It adds to the value of the property. So having paintings in the house, in the home, gives the property a lovely ambience. That if you take off the art, it's like taking off someone's soul from him. It's like taking off the beauty of the property in a way from the property itself. For example, I had a client that we went to view a property together, and getting there, lovely place. The furnitures were still inside. They were going to move the furnitures out, and it had a lot of art around, sculptural works and paintings. And he wanted the property more because of the art. And the person who was going to sell the property was so much in tune with his personal effects. And the person who was going to buy the property said, if these paintings are not on the wall, he's not going to buy it. So the art influenced him, even in as much as the property. He loves the art, he loved the ambience. So he didn't want to go through the stress of getting new artworks, he just wanted to get everything at once. So art promotes the property in a positive way. It gives it colors, it gives it value. It makes a space interesting.
Godwin, that was interesting. Femi is actually very well informed, like he knows his job.
Well, he's an artist, so you expect that.
Telling me. But I've not yet found out like your own views about artwork and house prices.
Artwork, there are three main concepts that I see. The first is that it has aesthetic value. And that really is that it brings pleasance and beauty to a home. So that's one thing I find about painting. For example, look at this on my left.
Beautiful, gorgeous.
That's beautiful. That has aesthetic value. I mean, if you put this in your sitting room, for example, that's a great one to have. So that's one view. The second is that an artwork or painting complement your house. I mean, if you look at on your right, that would complement your house. So I like that. I mean, that would be maybe, where would you put that?
So what does this represent?
I mean, a very happy African man who's won the lottery, I would have thought.
Oh, and his mouth is wide open, he's excited. This is very, very good. I think you can put this in your living room.
Living room, I certainly would. Another thing I find about art is it shows a certain class. It shows the class that you are. It defines status and class.
Very well said, Godwin. Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into a short break, and when we come back, we're going to hear views from people on the streets on what they think about artwork.
Absolutely.
The Oakry Property Show. The Oakry Property Show.
Welcome back. Yes, you're still on the Oakry Property Show. Callers Tops, Fiona and Godry here for you. Well, when we went into a break, I said we're going to hear views from people on the streets on what they think about artwork, the importance, and anything that they know about artwork. Let's go into that.
Let's hear it.
We're going to interview a lot more citizens. Do you think painting can affect the value of a property? Just come with us.
I don't know anything about painting, but I know it has to do with creativity.
Yeah, it can.
How?
It makes it unique and distinct.
That's what you think a painting could do?
Yeah, and it brings out the beauty.
The beauty of the house.
The house, yeah.
Drawing is equivalent, is something of is artwork.
Yes.
So it's necessary to the world. So I love it.
No, or artwork. No.
Yeah, painting can affect the value of a property. Painting can promote the house, and probably if the house is for sale, a good paint or a good artwork can make the house go faster in the market.
No.
You don't think it can affect it?
No.
Why?
It's cool now.
Why?
That is affect the value of the property, right? Yeah. No, it's not affect now.
It's not affect.
If you like it, there's nothing that you can just go for and do it. That one is a quite different
stuff. So you mean
stuff.
if I buy an artwork and put it in my house?
You can put, even you are living in one room.
It cannot affect that
at all. You understand?
Okay.
You understand? It's not affect.
No, you cannot affect it. You can bring the beauty of the property.
You can't.
So be house or all things.
Yes, it's house.
You can bring the beauty now. Paint.
To bring out the beauty.
Yeah, yes, now.
That's how we affect the property, right?
No, we not affect it. Okay. We bring the beauty.
You're talking of painting and printing, right? When you are drawing, it comes with color.
there are people that love colors, and there are people that doesn't love color. There are people that love drawings on their, as in artwork on their building, and there are people that doesn't like artwork. So you understand? It depends on your client, what your clients want. But in many ways, it does affect it, because there are people that when they see artwork on the building, they will not go for it. Because many people do believe that it depends on the kind of artwork they see on the building. Many people believe that some artwork is associated to cultists, like all this Ogoni and all that. Sure, you understand? So when they see the kind of building that there is artwork on it, they will think that maybe the owner of the building is into something else. Sure, you understand? Many that are into Christianity, Muslims and all that, Islamic, they will not go for that.
Thank you very much.
Artwork can affect you.
How?
Because if there is no artwork on the property cannot promote well, because it cannot develop. So if there is artwork, so it can develop very well. So
yes, definitely. Like a house, for example, the designs, even the building of the house itself is an artwork. Then again, apart from the designs of the house, there is artwork design. Let's assume now is a finished house that has interior also decorated with artwork. It surely improves the value of the house.
Why? Yeah.
You said?
Yeah.
How?
No, sorry. That can't be possible. Yeah.
Most definitely, yes. These are things that we see happening in Europe and the States all the time, where you know, a piece of art is placed in a specific location, or you know, like the Mona Lisa in the Louvre, or you know, you see a piece of art placed in a place, and it just increases the value of that location.
Yeah.
Or that
if I may ask, in what way does it increases the value of a property?
I mean, when you buy a property, you buy the property and everything that is inside of it. So with regards to that, I mean, if there's a piece of valuable art inside the property, then obviously you expect that that piece of property becomes much more valuable. So it's only common sense that the art scene begins to improve more and more.
So you mean in terms of price, it will increase the value?
Yes, most definitely, especially, again, as I said, there's a revolution going on in the art scene in Lagos and in Nigeria as a whole. So yes, definitely I agree with that.
Fiona, it's amazing that people on the streets, some of them have no view about how artwork could increase the value of their homes. I would have thought that they would know that.
No, of course they don't, and not just most people.
I think the argument is they wouldn't know because they're not homeowners. Yeah. If they own their own homes, and which is what this show is about, to empower.
True, but you know, even homeowners, do you know how many homes you walk into and they don't have art paintings? Yeah. They don't have all this artwork. I think it's, I don't want to say ignorance, but they just do not have so much information about it. And then some people don't feel like artwork is beautiful. They don't see the beauty, in all that.
I call it aesthetic value.
Thank you. Someone would look at that beautiful, gorgeous African woman, they're like, I think it's kind of what's special about it. So that's why they need to go to art galleries. They need to attend they just need to
seminars and all of that.
Thank you, so they can see what people like. If you look at something like this, gorgeous, I can see this gorgeous man.
That's nice. I love that.
Someone might not see the beauty of this, and then you'll find this for like how much? How much do you think this would go?
This would go. I don't know. Maybe ₦1 million.
Thank you. So someone's like, I'm spending ₦1 million on this.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why some people are not really into
art. I think the cost.
However, everyone that knows art knows it brings so much value. Like
it does.
Godwin said,
it does. It adds value to your home. Even if you're not a homeowner and you're a tenant, just having art and paintings in your house gives you that feel.
And then art is also very good to relieve stress.
Yes, Yinka mentioned it in the detail.
Yes, definitely. If you have, paintings are just good, but you need to have the knowledge about the art.
You're absolutely. I meant to ask you, if you had this, where would you put this in your house to add value to your property?
I think if I had a home station, like if I had a home office,
yes,
I'd put that in. And then I think I can have it in my parlor. I can have it on those side tables.
Yes, side tables.
Just around. Or for people who have home libraries,
yes,
you can have it on your tables.
Yes, we'd like to know the views, the views of our viewers. Where would you put this if you had this in your home? You could just go to check www.memvoltd.com, and you could go to godwin@memvoltd.com and just send an email, and let's see what you have to say about that.
Okay, well, let's take a well-deserved interval, and when we come back, we will turn our attention to side attraction.
The Okri Property Show. The Okri Property Show. The Okri Property Show.
Welcome back. Let's now turn our attention to the segment we call side attraction. This is where we look at what's trending out there.
Welcome back, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. As we have been telling you that we're going to be having the quiz very soon, so you need to keep following the show.
You have an opportunity to win a prize. So follow the show, and of course stick on social media, isn't it?
And I want you to know that it is not just about you winning the prize. It is what you're going to learn from this, the information, the knowledge. It's going to help you. It's even more important than the price. But the price is quite attractive.
It is quite attractive. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of the show.
And as usual, it is very, very painful to know that we're going to leave you.
If anyone has missed the show, you could always catch up on social media.
Yes,
Facebook.
The Property Show.
Yes, Facebook, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
Thank you so much. Till next time, may God keep you for us. We love you.
And I remain Godwin Okri.
Fiona Kirabo.
Goodbye.
Show. Show.
Brought to you by Menvo Homes Limited. Your authority on property investments around the world.
The Okri Property Show.